I'll give a quick introduction of myself, and then I would request a quick introduction from each one of you, okay, just to get to know each other. So myself Sachin, I am by profession a SAP FICO consultant. I'm having overall 18 plus years experience. Okay, I have worked in different projects in different organizations, all kind of projects, support, implementation, enhancements for ECC, S4HANA, all kind of projects I've worked with various positions, various responsibilities. Talking from Vim perspective, I am being associated with Vim area since last 9 years, and I've been working with different Vim versions, different Vim projects, similarly like support, enhancements, and implementations. All kind of projects I've worked in all the versions, right from 5.1 till 21.3 and all. And I would be the instructor or the facilitator to carry out the sessions for Vim class. Okay, that's a short introduction about myself. Can we have a quick introduction of yours one by one, maybe? Whoever wants to start first.
Then I will go for. Yeah. Hi everyone. Good morning. So my name is Kunku Venugopal. So basically, I have 10 years, 11 months experience. So out of that, entirely SAP FSO consultant. So currently, I'm working in IBM in Bangalore location. So just I want to learn SAP Vim also, because if you go for any other project also, they're asking Vim experience, something, any knowledge also. That's the reason I have joined to Vim classes. So parallel, I'm also
Okay.
giving the SAP FICO training from Bangalore platform.
Okay, great. So can I address as you Venu?
Sorry,
What's your how can I address you? Is your name
Venu,
Venu
Venu. They
or
call me Venu. Venu.
okay?
Kunku is my son.
Thank you, Venu. Okay, thanks, Venu. And you're SAP FI consultant, right?
Yes, I'm a FIS consultant. FICO.
Okay, thanks, Venu. Who goes next?
Hey, hi everyone. Hi Sachin. Myself Nagakoti. Actually, I'm very new to this SAP. Right now, I'm working as a accountant. So I want to switch my career from accountant to this film. So one of my friends suggested to learn. So that's the reason I'm here.
Okay, thanks, Nagakoti. I was losing your voice in between. I'll just repeat what I have heard is you're right now working as an accountant and you're looking for SAP. Is my understanding correct?
Yes, yes, exactly,
Okay,
Sachin. Yeah.
okay, okay. And for SAP, have you gone through any formal training for SAP?
No, Sachin. This is for me.
Okay, so
Still,
you've
I'm
not gone
a become MBA graduate. Yes.
become MBA is fine. From technical skill point of view, are you aware about SAP, how SAP works and all? Have you gone through any formal training, or are you
Yeah.
working in an organization and using SAP there as an end user?
No. It's not. We are using Tally, so I'm very new to this Vim, this SAP platform.
Okay. So you're basically a finance graduate and a finance accountant, I would say, from domain and working in domain area right now.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Okay, thanks, Nagakoti.
Yeah, thanks, Sachin.
Okay, who goes next?
Hello, hi everyone, Shakti here.
Hi,
Hi,
Shakti.
hi. I am a supply chain management consultant. I'm having 12 plus of experience, and currently I'm working in a project where we have a lot of suppliers who are raising invoices day basis, and they are using VIM. The integration touch point is required for VIM. That's why I'm interested into this, and hopefully we have a good learning in this session. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Shakti. Okay. Mrugesh.
Hi Sachin. Hi everyone. I hope I'm audible. Uh, my name is Rugesh Trivedi. I'm also a SAP FICO consultant, probably around 15 plus years of experience. Just like everybody else, like I wanted to add Vim as my skill because it's quite demanding, like whatever projects, whatever assignments we are going through. So for quite some time now, I'm looking for an end-to-end, rigorous training in SAP Web module. So that is one of the reason I am joining this session. And I'm actually currently based in the UK. It's quite early for me over here, but yeah, just looking forward for the demo session and then see how to go forward. So yeah, thank you.
Okay. Mrugesh, sorry, but how much experience did you say?
15 plus in SAP FICO.
Okay. Wow. Good.
Yeah.
And then I guess we are left with Chandu. Chandu, you there?
I think Chendu is informed already in the group chat, so he's some FICO
Oh,
consultant. Something.
okay. Maybe he is having some. I did not see the chat. Okay. FICO consultant, 3 years experience. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Chandu. And Ramesh. Ramesh, if you're speaking, we are not able to hear you. Ramesh, am I audible to you? If your microphone is having some challenge, if you are able to hear me, maybe you can respond on chat. Ramesh, I can see you have raised your hand. Okay, new to SAP. So, are you like fresher or are you working? Okay, working as a consultant for small projects. In which area? Consultant in what terms? As a FICU, SAP FICU consultant, or are you domain consultant? How is it? Invoice management. So project management, basically. Am I correct? Okay. Thanks, Ramesh. So, if I've understood correctly, you are working as a project manager for small projects and all, and you have knowledge on invoice management, and you want to learn more on the supplier invoice management or vendor invoice management, basically. Okay, smart city projects. You're talking about the government initiative, smart city. Okay, great. And how much experience do you have? How long you have been working as a project management? Okay, 3 years. Thanks, Ramesh. Thanks for the quick info. Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, what I see, we have a mix of. There are few people who are from SAP background with FICO and SCM as a skill set, and there are a couple of guys who are from domain as a project management or accounting domain point of view. Okay, so just give me a second. Just sorry. Hello. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry about the interruption. So we will be going through a small slide deck. I have prepared a small slide deck as an introduction to vendor invoice management, or in short form, it is VIM. Okay. We'll go through that, and then if you have any questions, queries, we'll go through the Q&A session. Okay. In case if you have any questions in between also, you can prompt in between, call out and tell your name, and then you can tell me the question, and then I will try to clarify that. Okay. Everyone okay with that?
Yeah, it's Sachin.
Yes,
Okay.
Sachin. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll be starting my screen sharing now. Okay, so once I start my screen sharing, I won't be able to see who is speaking. I won't be able to see this go to meeting screen and all. So I would need your assistance, help. So whenever you have a question, please speak out. Okay, unmute yourself and speak out. And if you're not speaking, keep in mute. And secondly, when you are speaking, please tell your name so that I know who is talking. Okay. I will be totally dependent on you guys since I won't be able to see this screen. I won't be able to see this go to screen. Okay, thank you. Okay, please let me know if you're able to see my screen.
Can you able to maximize your screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm.
yes.
Is it good now?
Yeah, it's good now.
Thank you. Okay, so in this class we'll be covering the introduction and overview about this topic, or this overall session. Course is SAP Vendor Invoice Management. Okay, so the solution of vendor invoice management is termed as SAP Vendor Invoice Management, or many other places it is also termed as a open text vendor invoice management. Okay. So this vendor invoice management is a tool or a solution developed by an organization called as Open Text. Open Text AG is an organization who have developed this solution. Okay, and nowadays OpenText has partnered with SAP, and hence it can be also termed as SAP Vendor Invoice Management Solution, since both of them are partners. Okay, now what is this vendor invoice management? In general, SAP is an ERP system. I hope all of you are aware about it. It has a lot of modules like finance, material management, sales and distribution. Okay, a lot of other modules are there: HR, QM, PP. Okay, everything is available, and in that there is a part of it where it is between the FI and MM integration, material management and finance. There is an integration part where you receive the invoices from vendors, and those invoices has to be created or posted into SAP for payment purpose, so that you can payment for those vendors can be issued. So overall, this vendor invoice management solution is dealing into that area. Okay. By standard, by default, SAP has its own process of dealing with all these modules, all these processes. Okay. Since these are business processes, SAP has given their own solution as a part of the standard solution. So there is some base architecture and infrastructure given by SAP for vendor invoice management also. How the POs, purchase orders are created, how the uh, goods receipts are posted, how the invoices are posted. There is some base work or base platform given by SAP itself. Okay. Since people have started using SAP, they found in the market, in the organizations, when they use the SAP system and the SAP processes, they found there are some gaps, some challenges faced by the organizations. Okay. OpenText basically did a kind of research work and found that there are certain gaps and challenges faced by the organization, and they developed a solution to overcome those challenges. That is what is called as vendor invoice management solution. Okay, so that's the background or the base for it. This is a solution which is built on top of SAP. So as I said, like SAP has its own processes and solution. So on top of that, whatever are the gaps, to bridge those gaps, they have built this solution. So first of all, wherever you are talking about Vim, you would need SAP to be implemented first, and then on top of SAP, Vim will be implemented. Okay, and that is the reason this is
Like
also termed.
SLT, we are implement like this, no?
Sorry.
Well, here, Sachin, like
Yeah.
top of build in the SAP, meaning that at the time of CFIN, so we are doing the SLT configurations, right? Like this one, you need to do this one.
SLT is different. SLT is system landscape transformation. Okay, there you are basically mapping your old data to new data, correct? Or from your
Okay.
satellite system to the CFIN system. So that's a different thing here. This is something different. Maybe to just give you a very basic analogy, you when you purchase any laptop, you have Windows installed in it. That OS becomes your base. On top of that, then you implement or install new applications, maybe Microsoft Office or Tally or any other software which you install on top of it, maybe Adobe Reader, Adobe Photoshop, something. All these applications you install on Windows. So Windows is your base, right? And
Yeah,
these
yeah.
applications are installed on top of it.
Understood.
Okay. So when these applications are installed, these are using certain resources, certain frameworks, certain infrastructure from Windows and having their own solution, right? Similarly, SAP becomes the base. So Vim uses the SAP infrastructure, SAP architecture, okay, and it's a own solution, right? And it is complementing the overall SAP solution. So the as I shared, right, the main source or the reason of bringing the solution was to bridge the gaps, right? SAP had provided certain process, there were certain gaps in between. So to cover all those gaps, they have built this. Okay.
Yeah, understood, Sachin. Thank you.
Okay. This is called as bolt-on solution because it is on the top of SAP system. So you need to have the SAP processes and the solution implemented. Then you can implement Vim on top of it. It requires a separate license. It's a separate product by a different organization altogether. So you need to procure a license for this separately. Okay. This license can be procured directly from OpenText, or since it is partnered with SAP, you can procure it from SAP as well. Okay. Nowadays, when SAP license is procured, SAP, since they are partner, SAP themselves kind of cross sell you and say vendor invoice management is also a good solution and would be required. They sell Vim's licenses also along with the SAP licenses. Okay. This is a solution built on, and it comes as a package. Okay, those package when are implemented or installed on your SAP system, okay, it gives the overall solution along with pre-configurations. Okay, so certain setup is already available. It overall covers the solution. We'll get more into details once we start. Maybe some part we'll cover in the next slide, and some part you'll get to know when we go into the details part of it. Okay, so it covers all kind of invoice sources, how you receive the invoices, and all those pre-processes related to invoices, all kind of data checks. Okay, the tool is very flexible and customizable for any custom requirement. It can be very easily customized, and it has a by default, or what we can say is a workflow is the base for it, through which the overall thing is automated and certain approvals are triggered. Okay, since SAP and OpenText has partnered together, now for the new versions they are doing co-development. Okay, and they've also ensured that Vim is supporting all the versions of SAP, older versions, new versions, all versions are supported. New technologies, whatever being, or new solutions, whatever are being brought by SAP, they are being ensured that Vim is compatible with them and integrated with them. Okay. Any questions on this so far?
Um, no.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm clear.
Thank you. Okay, so this is the basic introduction about the Vim, background about the Vim, and how it has come into the market and all, how they are placed into the market right now with SAP. Okay. Now talking about solution features, what Vim brings in. Okay. So as I said, it's a package solution. So when you implement or install the Vim, it comes with certain pre-configurations. Okay. So or maybe you can say kind of plug and play. Okay. Out of the box scenarios are available, and you can start using them. Unless and until you need customization, you do not have to do anything. You can start using the solution out of the box. Okay. It has pre-configured rules, roles, actions. So this is all about the uh, what all checks are to be performed before the invoice is processed. Those are called as rules. There are different roles who can carry out what activity. Those roles are defined. Okay, who will take certain actions and all those are pre-configured. So you get certain information as pre-configured. Okay, on top of that, you can add your own configurations. As I said, it has a workflow in it by default. So it brings that automation of work, task by task. It will be automatically pushed from one step to other step. Okay. And further, it will bring a better collaboration with the team, since you do not have to interact or connect individually. It because of the workflow, the tasks are automatically forwarded from one team to the other team. Okay. The control or the information access is controlled via different roles. In SAP, we have a concept of roles. GRC team or user access management team takes care of those roles. Okay. In addition to the GRC, SAP GRC roles, there are certain roles defined within the Vim solution. Okay, based on the activities or the actions performed by the individuals, and accordingly those people would be able to see the corresponding information. Okay. Machine learning, AI, ECM integration, this is more on top of it, related to the other products from OpenText which are integrated with Vim. ECM is employee content management, which is one of the old product of OpenText, earlier product that can be integrated with Vim. Okay, there are other solutions from OpenText like OpenText archive solution or OpenText OCR. Okay, all these are different products, different solutions from OpenText as an organization, and those products can also be integrated very well with Vim. Okay, machine learning AI majorly comes for OpenText OCR solution, where they have developed a very dedicated OCR solution for vendor invoice management. It is very tightly integrated with the overall Vim solution. Okay, so these are the few highlights of the overall Vim solution. Any questions on
Sachin,
this?
here OCR, can you please give some brief explanation, or later you can want to give OCR
Okay,
concept?
okay. Yeah. OCR. I'll give you a very high level. What is OCR and what solution OpenText brings in? Okay. OCR is short form for optical character recognition. Okay.
Yeah.
This is what I can say, a technology or a methodology through which any image is scanned, and they process those images and bring the text out of the image. Okay, so
Okay.
if you
From
okay, so that is called as
from
optical
image.
character recognition.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, image to text. Basically, they will extract the text from the image. Now, in general term or vanilla OCR can be used in different purposes. Okay, so a very basic example or a very cliche example could be a digital book. So if you scan a physical book and extract the text from the book and generate a digital book out of it.
Oh, good.
Okay, so that's a very cliche example of for a vanilla OCR. Now, when we are talking about OCR solution with respect to or with background to the vendor invoice management, so in on top of extracting the text, there is further certain solution or what I can say is code parted further application is developed where it understands what is the text which is extracted from the image, and and then it classifies further that what information it is. Okay, so it makes us understandable information and more sense so to it. So for example, from an invoice, if you have a invoice, a scanned copy of an invoice in a PDF format or a TIF format or a JPG format, it extracts the information and it gives you a structured data. Okay, so it will give you invoice date as the column and what is the value of that invoice date on that printed invoice. Okay, invoice date, invoice number, invoice amount, tax amount, etc., etc. So this is what is called as OCR solution from a vim perspective.
Completely customization of the business requirement, right? We need to use the CPI help as well as above help and functional help, three together, right?
It would need your middle it may need middleware help depending on what kind of OCR solution you are implementing. Okay, that is CPI. Middleware is a CPI system, so you may need middleware help depending on the which OCR solution you are implementing. ABAP help may be needed depending on your requirement. In general, if you go with the vanilla or the standard solution, standard open text OCR solution, then you would need help from majorly from basis team, and the functional would have to configure it.
Okay, got it.
Okay, further customization part, if you want to include the customization and all, customization is possible, but that would be a altogether different discussion. Okay.
Why I'm asking, now I need to handle this project, OCR project later soon. That's reason.
Yeah,
Huh?
we can discuss all those details when we come to the OCR topic in detail, when we are doing the class course content part of it,
Are
when we
you
reach
covering
to the
this
OCR
OCR
topic.
concept of in the system?
Sorry.
Standard functionality, are you covering this OCR concept?
Yes, yes, as a part of the course content we will be covering OCR content.
Super. Okay.
Sachin, sorry, my mic was not working, so I have some initial questions.
Yes,
First of all,
please.
what is the basic thing? What's the difference between Vim and open text Vim when we are saying open text Vim and Vim? Is there any difference? Or
See, as I said, if you look in the market, there might be other products named as Vim also. But here, when we are talking about Vim from SAP point of view, there is only one solution or one product called as vendor invoice management. Okay, and this solution was developed by an organization called as OpenText AG. So, from SAP point of view, when you look at OpenText Vim or SAP Vim, it is the same.
okay, okay, yeah, got it. And so that is the reason why it's kind of a add-on kind of stuff, right? It's not included in the config part of the SAP. Means like other
No.
modules, SD. Okay.
Correct, correct. See, this was not developed by SAP
Mm-hmm.
themselves.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is
got it.
developed by a third party. Now, recently also, it's not very recent. It has been few years now. They have partnered together.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. SAP basically was trying to see and make their set complete. So they have acquired quite a few other solutions like Ariba, Concur. Okay, you might have heard of those solutions. So those
Yes.
solutions were also developed by some other organizations, but that has been taken SAP took over those organizations, basically procured those solutions, and now those are SAP products: SAP Ariba, SAP Concur, SAP GRC. These are also some third party products which were earlier developed by third party, but then they have SAP took over them. OpenText is something which SAP has not took over, so they have partnered with OpenText.
Yeah. 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 And this CPI tool which you are talking about, is it a kind of middleware?
It's a middleware. It's a middleware by SAP. You might
Okay.
have heard about PIPO or
Yes.
SCPI. So PIPO was an older version which was before the cloud, or you can say cloud PI is CPI. Okay, in a simple term.
Okay. 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 So
Cloud
basically,
Platform Integrator is CPI.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. And Sachin, just a basic thing like here we will cover uh, the position actually where exactly Beams comes into picture. Like suppose a supplier raising something, and in between the end user links, suppose someone is using. So where exactly Beam took its place?
See, Vim is not one step part of it. Okay, it's a part of a process. As I
Yeah.
said, right, it falls in the vendor invoice management, falls into the area of integration between MM and FI. Okay,
Okay.
reason is there are certain prerequisites which comes from MM side. Okay,
Hmm.
all your PO related setup and all that comes from MM. That's the reason it is on the edge of the MM part of it. And then the invoice posting, tax related areas, and further payment related areas all are part of FI. Hence it is falling under FI MM integration. So when you post a invoice, okay, maybe with standard SAP you might be using transaction codes like Myro or
Yeah.
FB60.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Vim is replacing that part.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I won't say 100% replacing. Basically, Vim is coming into picture or coming as a solution on that area. Basically, okay, Vim is not replacing, but it is bringing up a different solution altogether to carry out those activities via the Vim solution. So Myro and FB60 postings are done, but it will be done via Vim. Vim also internally triggers FB60 and Myro postings itself, but it is done via Vim screens, not via the standard SAP screen.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Got it. That is quite clear.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Any more questions? No more questions. Then we move forward. Benefits of Vim. Okay. So benefits of Vim, as I said, first thing is it is a play and plug and play thing kind of thing. So as soon as your package is installed, you can start using it. So it brings you benefits right from the box, out of the box approach. Okay, it brings or it boosts the productivity of the team. Okay, as I said, like it is workflow based and there are a lot of automations already built in the solution. So because of those automations and all, it brings a better workflow, and the automations, it brings a better collaboration between the teams. Okay, and it overall boosts the productivity of the team. Okay, so in generally, if a person was taking say 3 days to process an invoice, with the help of Vim the person would be able to process Vim an invoice. Overall turnaround time would be much lesser. Okay, it is with the automation it is accelerating the overall operations. Okay, with the accelerated operations, it is bringing a better collaboration, boosts the productivity, so overall cost is reducing. As I said, like the overall turnaround time for an invoice is reducing. Okay, there is no claim as such, okay, by any of the organizations or anyone else, no, including me. There's no claim as such, but in general, if your team is able to process say 10 invoices without Vim, with the help of Vim, in the same time period they would be able to process around 16 invoices. Okay, or in other words, if you are needing say 10 people to process certain number of invoices in a certain period, with the help of Vim you will be able to achieve the same target with maybe 6 people. Okay, that's how it improves the productivity, and in turn it also helps in the savings, cost reduction basically. Okay, in addition to all this cost saving and all, with the help of the overall solution, automated solution, it also ensures that all your compliance are met, all your audit requirements are met. Okay, whether it is like tax audit, finance audit, or SOX audit, all kind of audit requirements are met. So it is ensuring that all your compliance part is taken care. Okay. Any questions on this?
Sachin, in case of turnaround time, what you have mentioned, right, the boost the productivity. We have in SAP for the invoices, we have like payment terms which we can configure it as immediately, so that whenever any invoice will come, it will immediately pay. So
Hmm.
in that way also we can immediately pay out. And we have also ERS functionality where if we have any vendors to whom we need to pay immediately, we can manage that through the standard SAP config also.
Hmm.
So in that area, how BIM is especially held in different way.
Yeah. So you have talked about 2 points differently. Okay. First, let's talk about the payment term. So you said like pay immediately. Okay.
Yeah,
So it is due immediately and pay immediately. So it becomes a liability for the organization to pay it immediately, right? It does not
correct,
improve the productivity of the team. For an example, if your invoice sent by a vendor, right? If you're receiving a physical invoice, vendor will send it via some means of maybe uh, post or courier. You will receive the courier. You're like, if imagine like a organization big enough where they are having receiving hundreds of invoice on daily basis. Somebody would have to receive those invoice, forward it to the procurement department. Somebody would have to go through those procurement invoices, right? And then those has to be forwarded to the vendor invoice team. They will key in the information looking at the invoice, right? They will have a physical copy of the invoice. Somebody will have to key in the information, data entry part of it, which has to be verified by someone. That all we'll see in the next slide. You'll understand what I'm talking about, how it
okay,
improves
okay.
the productivity.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Okay. Second part what you talked about was ERS, right? Automatic invoice
Yes.
creation based on the PONGR.
Yeah, yeah. Evaluate, receipt, settlement. Yeah,
Correct,
it's
correct.
immediately
So
to the vendor.
yeah, yeah. So that SAP ERS concept is applicable when you are having PO based invoices for
Correct,
purchase order and goods receipt based, right? And
correct,
this
correct.
cannot be applied for every vendor.
Yeah, yeah.
There are certain
Non-PO.
criteria, not only non PO, with PO also, with PO based invoices also, you cannot apply that concept for every vendor, right?
No, no, not for every vendor. I don't think
Correct.
every vendor is required for immediate pay. So,
Agreed, agreed. Right. So what we are talking about here is processing of every vendor invoice, whether the invoice is whether the vendor is a very small scale or low level vendor or a very large scale vendor.
okay.
Okay, there are different ways through which you can receive the invoices. Okay, you can receive an invoice over an email. You can receive over invoice over a
Yeah,
physical
yeah.
mail.
Scan.
You can receive
Yeah,
an email in a digital format,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
we are talking about creating invoices or keying in that information from your vendor invoice into the SAP system to
Mhm.
post that accounting document, which will further
Yeah,
lead to payment. So payment comes after the invoice is posted.
correct.
Correct.
Yeah,
In the
agree.
vendor invoice management, we are talking only till the vendor invoice posting.
Posting. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, thanks, Sachin.
Okay. I hope that clarifies, right?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone? Any more questions? Okay. If there are no questions, we move ahead. See, this is the typical invoice processing flow. Okay. A very cliche typical example. You receive an invoice in a physical format. You take that invoice further. Okay. Somebody will do a data entry job. Then somebody would validate if the data entry is done correctly or not. Okay, validate the metadata part of it. Then somebody would verify, or the say it could be the same person, it could be some different person, will validate and apply all the business rule checks. Okay, so one part where validation is where checking the information copied from the physical invoice into the system. Second part is ensuring that all the information is captured so as that the document can be posted. Okay, then it will be given to someone for approval that we are going to post so and so invoice. Once you receive that approval or a confirmation, then the invoice is posted into SAP. Okay, everyone understands this, agrees to this. This is the general process in any organization to post an invoice, a vendor invoice.
Sachin, one more thing. Like here, we are talking about only the physical invoices, right? Which we receive.
No. Here, when we are saying physical invoice, receive invoice, it could be any format.
Any
It could
format.
be
Okay.
it
Okay.
could be in physical format. It could be in a digital kind of email format, or it could be a very structured digital format like an XML or an iDoc or Ariba
Yeah.
invoices kind of thing. Okay, it
Yeah.
could be any format.
Yeah.
So once approval, that approval person, maybe it is posted auto posting or it is something rejected because of backend some master data like tags is not properly maintained and things that in this case system will not recognize the posting, right?
In this particular flow, I'm not at all talking about the SAP system as an approval part of it. Okay, consider approval as a physical approval, that somebody has keyed in the information and then somebody verifies it on the information and then say yes, this looks okay, go ahead and post it. Right?
Manual you're talking
Basically,
about.
somebody has to confirm that this information is correct. You go and post this invoice, right?
Mhm.
So I'm
But
talking
if
about
you are
that.
using, but if you are using the Vim technology, is it possible to post the manual entry also?
Manual entry in what sense? I didn't get you. Sorry.
For example, you are using the Vim application. I want to
Hmm.
posting the invoices, manual invoices, entirely things. So it is possible to use by using the Vim application to post manually invoice entry,
Yes. Yes.
right? Okay,
Yes.
fine.
Okay. So when you say manual invoices, means you receive a physical invoice and you want to post something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. As I said, like it will cover all kind of sources. You
Okay,
receive the
okay.
invoice as a physical invoice or an email as a digital copy on an email, or you're receiving as a very digital structured data kind of iDoc or XML. All are covered. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. So we see how these all steps are covered in the overall Vim process flow. Okay, so when you receive the invoices, first step is it archives. Okay, so you store it in a different archival server for a long-term storage. So this will be applicable or useful for any kind of reference, any kind of audit. It will be available. Then it goes to the metadata capturing or the data entry part of it. There comes the OCR solution, which is an optional solution. Okay, so there are two ways to capture the data: manual data entry part of it, or you can use an OCR solution to automate the data entry part of it. Once the data is available on the system, then it has to be validated. It has to check for all the available information, correct information. Okay, so all those business rules, duplicates, checks, and all those checks are applied. This all is happening via the Vim solution, automated. Okay, and it goes for approval as a workflow. So the task automatically is forwarded to the approver via the Vim workflow, and once it is approved, it gets posted. Okay, in every stage there is exception handling, that if something is not as per the uh, designed solution or the expected output is not achieved, then what should take, who should take action, what action is required, all that is also covered in that. Okay, so here when we are talking about data checking and all, what us I don't recall the exactly name, us talking about master data is not correct and all that will be verified over here. Okay, if there is any error, if there is something not correct, it will go into exception. it will automatically forward the task to the corresponding team with the respective information, and they would have to take the next task. So that brings collaboration. Does this clarify how the overall invoice processing flow will be covered by Vim?
So, Sachin, this workflow design which you are saying for approvals and all that also done by open text, like how we have doing the release procedure for PRPO. Is it like same kind of structure? Yeah.
Similar structure, I would say. Workflow is an integral part of the Vim solution. Okay,
Mhm.
so as soon as you create a Vim document, a workflow is automatically created behind it.
No, that is fine. But the approvals, like suppose it is going to senior manager, manager, and all those kind of approval process, is it a standard or we are like in open text only? It also includes in open text. Someone is configured only that it's a standard procedures given by open text, or how it is?
Yeah, it's a standard procedure given by OpenText which are configurable.
Okay.
Okay. When we are talking about workflow approvers and all, okay, OpenText is not a different system. It's your same SAP system, same SAP workflow concept utilized by OpenText, or like utilized by the Vim solution.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Because in like normal our procuring part, we have a specific configuration steps to follow that to create
Yes,
the
yes.
workflow.
Here also you will
So,
have steps. Here also you will have steps.
okay.
Okay, it comes with pre-configuration. So if you want to use as is, you can use it as is. If you want to go with custom, you can customize your workflow also.
Okay. Okay. And that also will be covered in this your session of open text, right? This Vim.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Anyone has any other questions? Okay. We move forward. I want to present the same flow in a different format now. So here you can see different sources of invoices, how those are consumed and processed further, and how it takes further to the posting to the invoices. Here we can see the invoice can be received as a physical invoice, email invoice, or coming from e-invoicing or iDocs. Okay, so how the information will be processed: in case of physical invoice, we scan it, convert into a digital format of a PDF, and take it forward. If you receive invoice as an attachment uh, in an email, you take that attachment forward. Okay, archive it. OCR is an optional part of it, so OCR can be used if your organization has it. Otherwise, it will go into the processing of directly into Vim document. It creates a Vim document. Okay. In case of e-invoicing iDocs, as I said, like it is structured digital format. Okay, email is a raw digital format where you receive the image as is, whereas in case of e-invoicing iDocs or XMLs, you receive data in a structured format, structured digital format that directly comes into Vim as a Vim document. All the rules checks all are performed. Okay, and after the approval it goes into like it is categorized into PO invoice or FI invoice, or in other terms FI invoices are also called as non-PO invoices. All the checks etc are performed over here, and then after the approval it goes for posting. Okay, so once it is posted, then SAP process of invoice verification will take place, three-way match or two-way match, whatever you have, and if everything is okay, it is released for payment. If it is not okay, it goes to the blocked part of it, and then once this block is resolved, then it will be released for payment. In case of FI invoices or non-PO invoices, it goes for approval. Once it is approved, it goes posted and released for payment. Okay, and then there are reports given by OpenText which works across this overall flow from start till end. Okay, all those reportings are additional which can be utilized for reporting purpose. Sorry. Any questions on this? Anyone has any queries, questions, doubts?
No, Sachin. Not.
Okay. Okay. The next slide, I have presented a basic configuration step on like just to show or portray what kind of concepts we are going to cover, till what details we are going to cover and all. So during the archive link configuration, we are going to cover what is content repository, what are the presetting folders, how Vim archive objects is linked to the Vim objects, and overall process end to end, how it flows in case of PO, non-PO, how it overall flows, overall how it works. Okay, each concept will be explained, and then how these are linked together will be explained, and how it brings up a Vim process as such. Okay, so this is kind of a glimpse what we are going to cover in detail. And the next slide represents again uh, the different concepts in a different format. This is kind of a mind map format, okay, where you can see the visual representation of different concepts, how those are linked together, how each concept has a dependency on the other concept, or basically linkage with each other. Okay, this gives you a visual representation. This helps in understanding the concepts and understand the flow, how each concept can have an impact on the other concept. Okay, so that was a quick or a quick glimpse and introduction about Vim and overall solution, and what we are going to cover in this session or as a part of the course. Okay, now if you have any more questions, queries, the floor is open for you. Please go ahead.
So, Sachin, is it possible to show us the content of the, like, what are the topics we are going to cover in Vim point of view?
Yes, why not? Sure, it is very much possible. Okay, I'll come to that. Before the course content, if anyone has any other queries, questions.
No, good, Sachin. It's very good explanation and understandability. Very nice. And yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I have shared the course content now. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a basic prerequisites. As I said, the Vim solution is a bolt-on system on top of SAP. Okay, so it is always recommended if you guys have the basic knowledge and understanding of the SAP itself. Okay, a little bit understanding on SAP basis. Okay, SAP, when I say SAP basis, basically having an understanding on what is SAP basis and what is their role and responsibility. Okay, in general terms, anything which is related to servers, okay, and connectivity of SAP system, basis team is responsible for that area. Basic knowledge of accounts payable operations and material management operation. Okay, this helps you in understanding the different scenarios and how you can utilize them in different scenarios. Okay, so this is kind of a prerequisite. So if you are not aware about this, I would suggest you can simply do one search on Google on P2P process in SAP, and you have very good videos. You can go through those videos, and that will give you a very clear understanding and basic understanding what we look forward for. Okay, that's on the standard SAP part of it, not on the Vim. And then once you know the base of the standard SAP flow, it will be very easy for you to understand the Vim flow. Okay, So that's the prerequisite part of it, and below you can see all the overview part of it. Okay, overview in the sense, sorry, course content part of it. So overview, which we have seen right now, what are the different ways to through it, and swimlane diagram process and all we have seen now. Okay, what are the mandatory configurations related to archiving. Okay, for using the overall Vim process, what are mandatory configurations. Then we have divided that into PO processing and non-PO processing. Okay, few of them part are repeated in both PO and non-PO because these are same. There are some other additional features which are available in PO. Okay, because of the overall PO process in SAP itself. Okay, some concepts which we have covered in PO are not repeated into non-PO since it is the same. Wherever there is difference, those will be covered. So PO processing, non-PO processing, invoice approval, okay, chart of authority, AFS IDs, all this will be covered. Different channels, email channel, iDoc channel, Ariba channel, okay, all this will be covered. Different reports and background jobs, what are provided, and the last but not least is the ICC or the OCR solution by OpenText. So this is the course content.
What is the ICC? It's one of the channel like email and like this, right? If I send
ICC,
the images, and ICC is recognize that one, it will creating the DP number, right?
ICC is you, as you said, yes, it is one of the channel, but moreover, it is the OCR solution by OpenText.
Okay.
Okay, it's a OCR solution. It is also configured as one of the channels. Okay, that we will cover the OCR channel part of it as a part of the channels, along with email, iDoc, Ariba, and ICC. All those channels will be covered. Okay. So,
So
when I
here
talk
you
about ICC, I will not talk ICC as a channel, but I will talk ICC as a solution, the OCR solution,
okay.
which covers the channel part as well.
So it's in like duration, how many months you are able to cover this all topics?
Yeah, I'll come to that part. If there are any other questions regarding to that, otherwise I'll come to the duration and the timing part of it.
Sachin, maybe I missed on the top of the contents. Is anywhere we have? I know that installation is not possible to show like how the installation and all, but is it fine? Like we could have a basic idea of installation, like how
As I
the
said, like,
and
generally,
how the. Mhm.
generally installation, okay, installation will be carried out by the basis team.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
I know, but just the basic of like once we receive the what I can say the license from
Mhm.
the SAP, like whom is it to be given? Like, is it basis to whom we will give this, like to whole
Yes,
installation process
yes.
and everything? Okay,
Yes, it is basis. So I can give you just an analogy part of it. Okay,
yeah, that is
when
also fine. Yeah.
yeah, when you have basically received a laptop from an organization, right? And if you want to install any software on it, you cannot install on your own, right? You will reach out to either to the admin team, or you will have some tool on the system which will install on your behalf, right?
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
something very similar where on the SAP, when you want to install something, as I said, like any server related activity, right? When I say server, it includes the SAP server itself, right? So
Mhm,
SAP
yes.
is nothing but a server, right? So you
Yeah.
install any package installation, it has to be carried out by the basis team.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
we can discuss a little bit more in detail about this installation part of it and all, okay, during the initial sessions when we start
Yeah. Sure.
configuration before the
Okay. Okay.
any other questions.
Sachin, this is Murugesh here.
Yeah,
I have
Mukesh.
few things to check.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with ICC. This is, I think, it's used for the ECC on-premise. Coming to S4 HANA, they are going to use BCC. So, are we going to cover anything related to that?
Yes.
Just to have the difference between how Vim
See,
operates in on-prem and how Vim will operate in S4 going forward.
there is no much difference there. Okay, we'll
Okay.
talk in more detail about the on-prem or S4 version versus ECC version.
Yeah, that will be very helpful because I think majority of the organizations are moving to S4 now.
Yeah, yeah,
So
obviously
how
now.
it will perform going forward
Yeah,
on that part.
correct, correct.
And
Agreed, agreed.
coming to ICC, just one more thing to check. Will we actually I think probably will show us how the universities are trained on ICC and all that. Will we be able to practice like when we get the access and all that? Because that is actually a very significant part. All the organization now they are taking licenses for ICC for themselves. Previously, OpenText used to do that for them, but now everybody is taking ownership of that. So they expect the Vim consultant to actually know the setup of ICC as well. So are we going to cover? Is it just the overview, or are you going to show us how to configure and train universities in ICC as well?
I will be taking the detailed configuration, how to configure ICC, how the applications are created in ICC or BCC,
Okay.
applications to be created, all
Mhm.
that will be shown. Having said that, I would be able to show you over a Word document. I have some screenshots in that and we'll be using that. Okay. As you might be already aware, ICC or
Yeah.
OCR is a separate license.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's altogether a different server. We do not have an availability of an OCR server with us, so I'll be able to share all the details related to the ICC over a Word document. Like uh, what I mean to say is, like, I would be able to cover this all theoretically. Practically, we will not be able to process any
Oh,
invoices via ICC.
okay. Okay. But do you have like ICC to show us like how it looks like and all that, or is it
I
just
have
screenshots?
screenshots. I have
Ah,
screenshots.
okay. 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 So that
I have
part we
screenshots.
will,
I
yes.
will be
Okay.
able to show only the screenshots. As I said, like, it's altogether a
Hmm.
different server with a different
Uh-huh.
license.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand that, but just wanted to check if we will be able to see
Yeah.
that where,
No, no,
yeah.
I'll be very transparent. So that's why I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
not have the license with
Okay.
the server. So I will be able to show you via screenshots.
Okay, okay. So when we practice, just to have a better understanding, will we be able to configure OSC 0 for ourselves? Like, because as you say that we don't have a separate
Yes.
server. So can we like do some practicals on that by ourselves, or
See,
will that also be like standard demo part of that?
we'll no, no, we will be providing you the access to SAP system, which will have Vim installed in it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all the configurations on the SAP side, you will be able to do it practically on your own.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
So we
Wherever
can
there is a
create,
third party, wherever there is any another solution or another server is involved,
yeah.
all those different servers, we do not have those all connectivities.
Okay, okay. So we will
Okay,
learn how to
we are a
establish the
training
link.
organization. We
Yeah.
are a training organization, not a,
No, no,
full-fledged
I
organization.
totally understand. Yeah, yeah. That's why I was just trying to understand, what all things we
Yes,
can get exposure to, so that
correct, correct,
it
correct.
can be useful to us. So we will be
Yeah,
able
yeah, no.
to configure the archive link and all that, but
Yes,
there
yes,
is
yes.
actually no archive server that is available because it is a demo system.
Correct,
If I
correct.
understood correct.
Yeah, archive server, for that matter, ICC server, wherever is a
Uh-huh.
third server
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
involved, all
yeah,
those connectivity is something which we cannot give you practically. Whatever
uh,
is on the SAP side of it, so as I said, like, ICC or
yeah.
BCC involves certain configuration on SAP side, we will be covering on the, and you can carry out those configurations.
Okay, okay, okay.
Something which is on the ICC server,
Uh,
we cannot. Something which is actually connecting to the archive server, we cannot.
okay, okay. And
Okay.
our next point I want to check is on the like the materials and all that you will be sharing, or probably somebody will be needs to share on that. Uh, it would be useful for us to see some sample blueprints or sample configuration documents or something which we can use it going forward. Just to have an idea of how they are prepared and what all things goes into that and all that. Is it possible any such things to include in the materials?
Let me answer it in a different phase. So basically, I'll give you what is the approach through which the sessions will be carried out, and
Mhm.
how the sessions will be carried out. Okay.
Okay.
So and that will also cover your timeline part of it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
We not okay. In a batch, we have a session 1 hour every day, Monday to
Mhm.
Friday.
Okay.
Okay. Weekends will be off.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The general timings would be from 8:30 a.m. IST to 9:30 a.m. IST, or 9 a.m. IST to 10 a.m. IST, whichever is suitable for majority of the people.
Mhm.
Okay, those would be the session timings. In the sessions, I will be carrying out the sessions, like it won't be theoretical sessions where I'm just showing you like basically a word document or a whiteboard and I'm explaining you the concept. Rather, I will be explaining you the concept, and then we'll be going into the SAP and I'll show you each and every node configuration, how the configuration is carried out, what are the fields available on the screen, what is the significance of each and every field, what needs to be configured. All that will be covered from a practical point of view, and then you guys will have access, so you guys can carry out the same configuration in your free time.
Okay.
Okay, and documentation point of view, you will be getting recording of the sessions every day. Okay, whatever sessions we conduct, all those sessions will be recorded, and those recordings will be shared with you. Okay,
No, that
apart,
part is clear, but apart from that, any sample blueprints or anything, that can be shared to have a better understanding, we can use it
what
going
do you
forward, for
mean by
example.
sample blueprint?
Where things have been already implemented somewhere, like, sometimes we have prepared because earlier trainings, plenty of trainings I've received, where they usually share some of the demo blueprints or anything. If it is possible, I'm just trying to check if any such
No,
things are
see,
available. Okay.
sharing any other blueprints which has been implemented for any other organization becomes a confidential document.
Hmm.
Okay, so that is not feasible. On
Okay.
top of that, you won't need it, that because it's, OpenText comes with a pre-configuration, so you'll have a lot of configuration already available in the system.
Hmm.
On top of that, obviously you will have to go with the business requirement, so you need to have a kind of a fit gap session or discussion with the business users, where you demo that this is what will be given or offered by the OpenText, and is there any addition they want.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
has to be
Fair. Yeah.
driven via
Understood.
those fit gap
Mhm.
sessions, right?
Yeah.
I understand, like when you're saying blueprint, I would say like there is no one size fit for all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
every
Mm.
organization has their own processes, their own way
Mhm.
of working. So uh, anyways, like as I said, like one size does not fit to everyone. On top of that, OpenText has done that enough research and analysis part of it, so whatever is generally required
Mm.
in across the market, okay, they have already considered those and are provided as a pre-configuration.
Okay. 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 So that material will be available, which
That
is
is
standard
already
open
available
text.
in your system itself. It
Okay.
comes with that pre-configuration.
Okay.
As I
Okay.
said, like it is a plug and play, right? Kind of, you get an out of the box approach.
Yeah.
So it's already
Understood.
available when you implement Vim packages, when your base system install those packages, it already comes into your system.
Mm. Okay.
Okay. On top of that, then you can customize as per your requirement.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Okay. Once we
Yeah.
go into the more detailed sessions, you will
Hmm.
understand further. I'll explain you more additional to in that.
Sure. 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 Yeah. Then I think I'm just left with the two primary questions. What is the
Mhm.
duration of the course? And see, timing is a little bit critical for me because I live in UK. So
Mhm.
I don't know like how the rest of the audience is comfortable with, but yeah, it's a little bit early for me over here. Like the middle of the night, I have to wake up and take it. So
Mhm.
yeah, depending on how everybody else is comfortable with, maybe that is the only part for us to question. So maybe
Yeah,
over
yeah,
to you.
for surely, surely. So for the timing part, right? Generally, this is a normal recommendation with every batch when we start with it. Okay.
Mhm.
So what I recommend is, or I would say, I would say, I request everyone to share your name and your preference timing.
Mhm.
Okay, with Subbu. Okay. So once we have the preferences of everyone, right, that helps in planning the batch. What could be the time which suits majority of the people.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone, please share your preferential timing for the session. Okay, as I said, 8:30 a.m. IST or 9 a.m. IST. Okay, and if there is any other preferences, please share that as well. We'll see if majority people can be accommodated in that time zone also. Okay, in time, and during that time part of it,
And
so we'll
Sachin,
see.
from your side, are you like completely available for the training, or are you like working already somewhere and training this like in parallel? Because I'm just want to understand your timing as well, like what timing is comfortable to you uh,
Uh,
for
See,
training.
I am into trainings and I am working as freelancing as well. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay,
it's all. So that's why I said like timings can be
yeah,
planned accordingly, but it has to
planned
be
accordingly. Okay,
majority of the people available from the batch, right? If we
okay,
have one odd person having some odd timing, it becomes
hmm,
challenging for managing the uh, trainings for one person.
okay, okay,
Okay,
okay, yeah,
for
yeah,
the total duration part of it, when I'm talking about the total duration, okay, the total duration generally depends on the team. I would say when I say team, it is the total duration of the candidates who are participating in the session. Okay,
yeah,
I generally do not time a session or a particular topic or a concept that okay, we have to cover this concept today itself. I do not time it. Okay, reason is my emphasis is on making understanding the concept to the candidates. Okay, all the students needs to understand the concept. Okay, otherwise it will not make sense if I move forward with the next concept. If the first concept is not clear, if I move to the next concept, this next concept will also be not understood. There is a flow of a sequence. There is a flow of the concepts in a sequence. Okay, uh, so if you do not understand the first concept, the next concept will also have a challenges. So hence I do not time a particular concept with the days or time period. Okay, I keep it open, and hence I cannot give you exact timing. Okay, this is the schedule that on this day this concept, this day this concept, this day this concept, and this is the overall timeline. Okay, having said that, in general with the normal pace, it takes around 60 days for completing a batch. Okay, so it may
60 working
happen.
days, right? 60 working days, right? Next to
Yes,
max.
yes.
three
Since we will
months.
be having sessions only on working days, right?
Monday to Friday. Hmm.
So
Is there
60.
any weekend batches are there, Sajin?
Sorry.
Is there any weekend batches are there? Saturday, Sunday, something? Only you're taking the weekdays only.
General batch is weekday batch. We can plan for some special batches on weekends. Okay.
Hmm.
Like, again, it depends on the participants' availability.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. As I said, like running a batch, either it is a general batch for specific timing, or either it is a weekend batch. Running a batch for one odd candidate, it becomes challenging to manage it. Okay, so we look forward where we can get the maximum participation. Okay, if we have two or three people also, we can manage something, we can plan something. So if somebody say for example, today we are having 6 candidates, right? Three of you are interested in a weekend batch, three of you are interested in a general batch, then we can manage two different batches, weekend and general batch, whatever suits to the majority of the people, right? Does that clarify, answers all your questions?
Yes, all good from my side. Thank you, Sujay.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think it's all good from my side as well.
Okay, so if there are no more questions, then we'll stop here for today. Okay, and my humble request with everyone, please share your preferential time slot with Subbu so that we can plan the batch accordingly. Okay, once we have the responses from all of you, we will plan to start the batch as soon as possible, like earliest possible. So if you can give all this all your preferences today itself, okay, if we are able to reconcile everything today itself before like night, then maybe we can start a new batch from tomorrow onwards. Okay, in case we are not getting all the responses, we'll try to start as soon as possible once we get all the responses. Okay. Hope it clarifies everyone's doubts. Are there any open questions from anyone else? Okay, if there are no more questions, are we good to close for today?
I think we are. Sachin.
Okay, thanks everyone for your time, and
Thank
looking
you.
forward to see you in the first session next.
Thank you, Sachin. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.